Hey everyone, it's Justine and welcome to a video for Ellen Hutson. Today I'm going to be creating a fun shaker window card, and I'm going to start off today with my card base. That's 110 pound Nina Solar White cardstock. I cut it down to be a landscape folding card or a side folding card depending how you want to look at it. And it measures 8.5 by 5.5, and I folded it in the middle at 4 1/4. The next thing I'm going to do is take this gift shaker window from My Favorite Things, and I'm going to also take one of the new release stamps from Ellen Hutson. This one is called Backyard Bird Friends, and I kind of had the idea of looking at birds from outside the window, and that is my inspiration for my card today. I'm also going to be using some of these really beautiful sequins from Ellen Hutson. And they are just so fun and summery colors that I thought they would work perfect with this card. So now I'm going to go ahead and put that first shaker die, this window without really the frame around it. I'm going to place that directly in the center of my cardstock, keeping in mind I still have the outside of the window to glue down, so I want to keep that in mind for spacing. And I'm going to be cutting out my card base with the 4 squares that are going to cut out for the window and my frame for the window on a separate sheet of white paper. You can also cut out that separate that separate window in colored cardstock or in patterned cardstock, whatever you like. I'm now going to go ahead and put some purple tape down. You'll notice that I traced kind of the approximate area as to where the windows are going to be, and I added some purple tape. I'm now going to stick that into my Misty stamping tool, and I'm going to get stamping. But I am going to do a little bit of masking, so that means that I have to add some masking paper as well and stamp the same images that I'm stamping on my paper onto some masking paper. So I went ahead and stamped the branch, and then I stamped 2 birds as well onto this masking paper. This is a Clips masking paper that comes in a really big roll, and I absolutely love that. I'm going to then fussy cut these, and then I put them over top of my objects. Now, I personally didn't really cover the leaves on this. I didn't really find it super necessary, but if you wanted to go ahead and fussy cut all those leaves, you're more than welcome to. I just don't have time for that. I can go over with a darker Copic color if that's what I wanted to do. I'm also going to go ahead and stamp down the birds and get those stamped out as well. So I'm just adjusting the bird so that it's on top of the branch, and then I wanted to have one sort of flying away. And remember, this is going to be on the actual inside of your card also, so that eliminates having to put any sort of long note inside your card. So this is one of those perfect ones if you only want to say a small word. So I'm just inking these with a Copic friendly ink. I wasn't sure if I was going to Copic color these or what I was going to do with them just now. So I'm just adding those masking sheets to them so they're all protected, and I'm going to then add the sky. So that's why I had to mask all 3 of the objects. It wasn't like I was masking them off to put an object behind the other. It was because I wanted to put the background behind my shapes. And so I'm using some tumbled glass right now and some brushes from Picket Fence to add the color to my background. I'm using a circular motion, starting on the purple tape and working my way into the cardstock to get a nice even blend. This is also where the fun part comes in, when you get to pull off the purple tape and reveal your masked area. I absolutely love the way that it turned out, and it is slightly bigger than the actual window frame that I had traced. Just a reminder to erase those lines if you haven't done so yet from your pencil. So now I have this pretty scene in the back, and I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to be coloring these or not, because I am going to add the sequin bits and things like that, so I wasn't too sure. And I'm going to be using one of these plastic shakers from My Favorite Things. They're super awesome because they take the shaker card work out for you. So you just simply have to glue down the plastic piece with some liquid glue, and then you're all really quite good to go. So I added those sequins here to my card, and I just kind of pushed them to the 4 corners where I thought approximately the shaker window would be, and I made just some small piles. This is one of the reasons why I decided not to color my birds, because there's so much color already in the sequins, but I could have chosen Copic colors as well that would have complemented those colors. I then placed the window plastic on top of the shaker bits. And I didn't push down yet until I closed my front panel and then moved my window shaker if I needed to adjust. And remember, if you get a little bit of liquid glue outside of your plastic window shaker, there's always an adhesive remover, which is one of the cheapest tools in your stash, to just remove any glue that might have seeped out from the sides. I like to use liquid glue because it gave me a chance to really adjust that shaker before committing to the actual placement of it. If not, I find it too difficult with a permanent tape runner. I'm now going to grab my Copic markers here, and I'm going to create my window. So I took that white cardstock and I'm going to fill it here with some E17, and this is just a nice light brown color. And then I'm going to be adding a little bit of texture with a darker brown color. I believe I used E49, but I can't remember exactly. And then I'm just going to go ahead and just add a couple of little marks to make it look like a wood grain. And the way I do that is I really get my marker to be sort of straight head on, so I get that tip of the Copic, and then I just added some little lines. So I just kind of flicked my marker a little bit, nothing very planned or coordinated, and that's how I did it because you don't want it to look like it's in a pattern. You want it to be kind of all over the place. I grabbed that liquid glue once again, added that to my shaker frame, and just added that on top just to give it a little bit of a more pretty frame. Now, as I'm going through this, I am looking at my bird, and you can see that it should have been placed a little bit more on the outside. So what I would suggest doing, if you were to ever recreate this card, is when you're making your pencil lines, actually pencil off the entire square, and that way you'll know where the window is going to be showing and where the wood part of the window is going to be showing, and you can place your birds accordingly. To top off my card, I'm now going in with my sentiment, "You make even the seediest days better." I thought that was really cute with the bird sentiment, that it had sort of a punny statement. And I'm just going to stamp that using some black versafine ink that gives me some really nice detail. Also, at this point, you're going to notice when you're opening and closing your card, if you have any areas that had some adhesive seep out, or you got any inky fingers, this is the time when you want to go ahead and touch that up. So it's always the time that I go in with my Tombow Mono sand eraser and my adhesive remover, and I just make those final touch-ups on my card. Just keeps things professional, and of course can take away any mistakes that you might have. And now you can see my fun shaker card opens and closes with no issue. So that's the end of today's card tutorial today. Don't forget that all supplies are listed below in the video description if you have any interest at all in checking those out. And you can check out more videos from Ellen Hutson. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the videos, as there's plenty of inspiration each week for you to check out. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and have an awesome day. Bye!